April live cattle closed sharply higher after testing the 200-day moving average support yesterday and holding it. A pretty solid bounce off of what was a key resistance level, now acting as a key support level. We'll also say that at this point we have about a 65% retracement, Fibonacci retracement from the move that we had from putting in our highs in last September to putting in our lows in early December 6th to be exact. We've bounced off those lows and we've taken back almost 66% of the losses. That is the second Fibonacci level, the first being 33, then 66, then 100%. So this is going to be a big target area for a lot of those traders that follow Fibonacci, for those technicians out there. Also going to say that we're 71% on the relative strength index. That is a case of being overbought. We say anything above 70% is overbought. It is not an extreme case of being overbought, however, that's above 80%. So we have a little ways to go before we get into that territory. I will say that we've been bouncing back and forth on this 70% relative strength index as we've seen quite a lot of volatility in the last few days, really across the cattle complex, maybe even more so in feeder cattle. But we get these days where we are, sharply one direction, followed by a day where we're sharply the other direction. And you will have some of the technical traders that will say that these high level of volatilities often come at times of extreme, meaning extreme highs or extreme lows. So some would say that maybe there's a possibility that cattle could be setting up for a bit of a deeper correction, which they've really not seen since this rally started off the lows that came on December 6th. For the most part, it's been just chewing its way higher, with the exception of that rather slow holiday time frame between Christmas and New Year's, where it did mostly trade sideways, but no deeper correction has occurred really since then. So this volatility might be suggesting like something like that could be coming in the relatively near future. However, traditional technical analysis does not always work on the cattle markets or the livestock markets as a whole. So keep that in mind and take it with a grain of salt. We do have strong level of consumer demand, and the thought is that will continue on as the stock indices have continued to just march higher and higher. People are feeling spendy when they go to the grocery store. Box beef prices, although they've been trading on both sides of unchanged, are at a relatively solid level and seasonally have a tendency to go higher here at this point. And finally, we had a pretty solid week of export sales, with export sales coming in at 20,600 metric tons. Wow, that's a far cry from some of the ones that we had been seeing at the tail end of last calendar year that were only like 400 metric tons. So 20,600, a rather solid number. A whole lot of things going on with the cattle market and the outside markets that influence it. So there's a lot to be paying attention to. So stay tuned. And in the meantime, have a wonderful day and stay safe.